Thank you so much, and good evening, everyone who is joining us from India and from other markets on this session on building South-South collaboration. My name is Jaspreet Singh, and I am part of UN Capital Development Fund. I lead our work globally on innovations and financial health. And the reason, why we wanted to bring together this conversation and the panel on South-South was that, we are seeing across the world how digital has been playing a very key role in connecting and interconnecting ideas and innovations and helping people move out of poverty, especially as a big enabler to achieve these sustainable development goals. And in this journey to achieve these sustainable development goals, one thing that has come at the forefront is that different markets are at different stages of their journey, right? And this journey is also kind of expanding in terms of scope and breadth in a way. When we used to call look at financial services, and then we started calling fintechs as a new domain of players to who came into the financial space, with technology and addressing the needs of different segments or the market in big ways. Now we see platforms, and technology and finance becoming much more embedded. So technology, has become such a crucial connector to what we are doing across the globe, especially as we think of achieving the sustainable development goals. It is certainly a big enabler or a big means to achieve a big end goal of SDGs. And in this process of achieving SDGs, as I said earlier, different markets are at different stages of their journey. And one of the things that UN Capital Development Fund has been working on is at the market level, look at what are different use cases which can be enabled by technology or digital, and how those use cases can be taken to especially the last mile customers, especially the low and moderate income customers, so that we have a more inclusive society, we have a more inclusive innovation agenda. And as part of that, journey and conversation, what we realized was that it was timely because we had some of the markets in this ecosystem globally, which have been able to translate and transform this innovative agenda into more action, while there are markets, which are yet to get to that point. And I think this is where we will like to lead this conversation and, ask ourselves, is there a better way to create South-South bridges? And I'm here to basically share with you a program that we are launching with this conversation on building this cross-border trade facilitation, learning and investment where startups and innovators across markets, especially between those which are mature like India, or could go to others which are still in the very early stage of their development ecosystem. And this program is primarily focused on bringing in players together, institutions together, so that they can all learn from each other. Okay, the markets could learn from each other, where the Asia market can learn from Africa market, where the African market can learn from Asia or South America, and vice versa, in that way. And the idea that that also becomes a platform to connect the innovators, the SMEs and startups to go into a new market, diversify themselves, solve for market problems which might be existing in other geographies, which they might be addressing in their own already. And in a way, that also kind of kickstarts and catalyzes the process of market development in a new geography altogether. Where an Indian startup could possibly go to, say, a country like Malawi in Africa and catalyze the ecosystem over there, while Malawian startups might be working in, say, in the space of health tech, can come to India and maybe contribute to solving the problems over here. So I think the idea is to kind of bring these things together and in a way create an opportunity window for making the learnings much more structured and organize it in a way that the institutions working across different corridors and different geographies can learn from each other's experience while being while participating in their growth in a way. And this program intends to just do that. And we will have a panel which is further going to speak about how we can achieve South-South in a better way. So I just wanted to give a glimpse of this program and what are the different components that it is trying to achieve. So as I mentioned earlier, we what we are doing is setting up a global platform, which will work towards ensuring that the innovations from one market can be taken to other, and not only can they just be taken as a from a pilot perspective, but they're also taken to help the SMEs going into a new market so that they can commercialize and create a demonstrate a model that they can scale over there beyond the borders which they are already serving. In that process, bring in investments which can help them scale across the innovations that are going into a new geography, and then ensure that this is a continuum of learning which can be shared, and which can ensure that uh, beyond just trade facilitation and commercialization, the learnings of different markets can come together, so that we can be in a position to maybe launch a problem statement in agriculture sector in Uganda into a market like India, and get the Indian innovators to come together and solve for that problem, and then working with the Ugandan innovators to actually put it on the ground over there. So that's a broad idea of this platform, and how this intends to shape both SME engagement across markets, build up knowledge sharing, and ensure that investments are a crucial part of driving success and scale in a way. We With this program, we are going to basically start, or we'll announce a detailed window in by quarter 1 of next year, which is going to focus on agriculture technology, and where we look at agriculture tech and embedded finance as a crucial set way to drive this conversation forward of South-South buildup. And the reason we have chosen agriculture is for a couple of things. The majority of workforce that is involved in the uh, farming sector, especially in the way of smallholder farmers. We are looking at the MSMEs, which we otherwise look at in separate sectors. They make up for a major part across the value chains, from smallholder farmers taking their supplies to all the way up in the value stream, and helping them create the right outputs. And we are living in a decade, or a decade where the sustainable development goals 2030, if we have to achieve that, it has to be done in a timely manner. And we still are kind of looking at the issues like food security, climate change, really shaping some of our conversation and discussion these days. COVID-19 pandemic has not been any great addition. It has further amplified the struggles in terms of how value chains were able to continue working in a organized manner, and the breakages and the challenges that it kind of brought to the table. So the idea with the first program window on agri-tech is to have a particular focus on agriculture sector, and then bring in innovators from Asia and Africa to work on problem statements of different markets, and then create a window where these solutions can be taken from one corridor to the other corridor, help them in terms of facilitation and collaboration, and ultimately scaling up in a new geography. We will be launching this program across three different problem statements. And these are very broad problem statements which have actually been contextualized for different corridors. There are 6 countries which we have chosen. I'll speak about that in a moment to begin with. And we are looking at problem statements like low productivity, and helping farmers improve their income in a way, or build up efficiency in terms of their productivity management and farm operations. We are looking at innovations which can allow for enhancing risk resilience against climate change and natural hazard. We're looking at solutions which can make the supply chains much more efficient, take out the issues, or address the challenges that exist within the supply chains, and make it much more frictionless, make it much more transparent, enhance its productivity both for the smallholder farmers but the end customer as well at the same time. So these are three broad problem statements. We will have detailed breakdown problems of each market that we are going to serve under this program in the first window. And these markets, which we'll largely be working on, would be India, Nepal, Malaysia, Uganda, Zambia, and Malawi. With India as a focal country where we would like Indian innovations to be taken to the other parts of the world. But at the same time, we are looking at innovations from Uganda to come to India in a way. We are looking at Nepal contributing to some of the innovations that we can learn from that's happening in that market. But yes, the primary objective of this program is to look at how a market like India, which has been at the forefront of especially the agri-tech sector and driving innovation in the space, how can we export some of these innovations and learnings to some of the other markets, which in a way can catalyze the development of innovation ecosystem in those geographies. Uh, the outcomes that we intend to achieve with this particular program, and the first window of the program, is we are trying to address specific issues and problem statements of Uganda, Nepal, Malawi, Zambia, and Malaysia through this model. We do intend to, look at not just taking the startups from India to the other markets, but also kind of getting them to work in partnership with local players, which will allow them to achieve commercialization and ultimately scale in a way. We do intend to, because the problems are very diversified, the idea would be to open this as a crowdsourcing cohort and challenge, which will help identify the right startups which can create this export value for a market like India, and ultimately pull in the mainstream investors to come in and join the program on scaling and funding these innovations as they diversify outside of their current boundaries, and in the process create a public good platform which I spoke of earlier, which can continue providing a south-south part collaboration and learnings, which gets documented in a way. The platform will become a tool which can be accessed, which can be a bridge between Asia, Africa, South America, and institutions and innovators working in these markets to come on a regular basis together to share and exchange ideas, and at the same time share the problem that they are trying to solve, and then encourage the other ecosystem actors to work towards addressing those problems. I should be thankful to the funders Rabobank and Gates Foundation who for coming on board on this program and helping us kickstart this process and journey. This is obviously will kind of create a long-term structure, or this platform is going to stay as a long-term proposition to kind of continue this engagement. Agri-tech challenge is just one of the windows that we are launching with, but the intent is to come up with health tech initiatives on fintech, or specific other initiatives which will help build bridges between different markets in a way. So I'll stop at that, and I'd like to pass on the floor back to the MC for introducing the panel as well. Thank you so much.